What up, guys? After here with Explico, here with my host Roberto Connects, and also I got a really cool guest today, Adrian Montoya. Adrian is the co-founder of the Eastside Paddle Club, which is where we're sitting right now. You're gonna be our only guest that has been on the Forbes 30 under 30. So,
wow.
Pretty cool.
It's an honor. I appreciate that.
So Adrian, why pickleball, man?
Pickleball in Austin has been, as we all know, booming. I mean, it's a growing sport. It's insane, and I've learned so much in just the short time. I think we've been open for about a month here at Eastside Paddle Club. I used to play for fun, and now that I've been kind of getting my butt kicked around here, I'm starting to play it more competitive. And so I think we have trainers coming in, we got pros coming in, we got beginners coming in every day. And I'm just trying to get better and better every day because I feel like everybody wants to beat the owner, and right now they're just kind of beating me. So, pickleball is fun. It's a sport that just brings everybody together. I've learned not only from pickleball, like obviously the physical of it and the competitive and the healthness of it, but the community behind it has been the biggest important part that I've like really fell in love with. And so at Eastside Paddle Club, that's what we're trying to do, is we're trying to build a community that's built on health, on community, and just kind of connecting people that here in the east side of Austin and Austin around, and hopefully even around Texas and across the country. So,
and you are originally from San Antonio, right?
Right.
So why you choose Austin to build this thing, and not San Antonio, for example?
San Antonio is an awesome city. I love San Antonio. It's where I'm born and raised. I went to college at Texas State, and after Texas State, I moved to Austin, where I fell in love with the city. It's where I started my logistics company and supply chain company, Summit 11. And Austin is a community that is just all about connections. The people here are just a different vibe. The energy here in Austin is insane. It's incredible. And to open up a pickleball facility here in Austin it's been an honor. It's been super fun. And the people that walk in every day is just like some amazing individuals. So I think that's what we chose Austin. Not to say we won't choose San Antonio here in the near future. We are looking to expand, but right now we want to get it right in Austin and build a brand for ourselves here in the community and hopefully expand that brand. So,
okay. You think you're going to be moving to Austin anytime soon?
I got to come back. I want to be here every day if I could. Being here on the weekends is awesome, but to be here every day and be a part of this community and show face and just be around these amazing members is something I want to do on a daily basis. So
hopefully you make that happen.
Yeah, man, it'd be great. I think there's just, for what we want to do. And to be honest, when we opened up this club, we thought it would be an easy process. It's pickleball. So you think, you slap some courts down, you have a nice space, you design it really cool, and it kind of does its own thing. That wasn't the case. That's not the case at all. There is a lot of details that go into it, a lot of logistics that go into it. Every day we're open up to members' feedback, and there's a lot of small details from the pickleball fanatics, from the health fanatics, to the, design of the club that go into every detail of what we're doing. And so things I've never thought about with my co-founder, Turab, we've been trying to figure out those details and make sure that we provide a experience to everybody that's almost nearly perfect. So that takes me being here in person.
Do you commute here every weekend, or?
I try to, yeah. Me and my fiance, we've been coming every weekend. We have a lot of events that are coming up that have been here every weekend as well. Okay. So we like to be at the events. We like to show face at these events. And so far, yeah, every weekend it's been a drive.
What about, can you talk to us a little bit more about how you started as an entrepreneur, right? In Summit 11. What do you guys do?
So Summit 11 is a transportation and logistics brokerage.
Okay.
We're the middleman between manufacturers and truck drivers across the country.
Okay.
So the way that I like to think about it is like we bring the food to the tables of American families, and we every day I'm working with companies such as HEB, and we range in everything from food products to consumer goods to IV bags that go into hospitals. We get the product from point A, from those manufacturers, to point B, which is like the retail stores and the hospitals and stuff like that. So I've been doing that for about 7 years. I started up my own company about 4 years ago with four founders. Okay. 3 of my bestest friends and partners, hopefully for the rest of our lives. And so We started during COVID, and we were one of the only company in a WeWork at that time during COVID. So it was interesting. It was an interesting time.
Because like the logistics market during COVID, I bet it been a little tricky.
It did, yeah. The logistics market got hit hard, and so we a lot of people working remote, and so being that we were in the office every day, we were head down, grinding, trying to prove ourselves to our customers and new customers that we are, we're in the office, we're here for you guys, and a lot of people were still learning how to be remote at that time. And so I think that a lot of the customers I talked to at that time were like, oh, I don't know what happened to my rep I was speaking with. I think they went remote and I haven't heard from him. So it was almost a perfect timing for us to grow. We ended up going from the first year, we grew from 4 of us, $0 in revenue, to $30 million in revenue by the end of the first year with 50 employees. And so it was a quick, super blessed, to grow that fast. Since then, we ended this year at about 85 employees with $100 million in revenue, and hopefully we continue to grow that.
Okay. And also one thing that, I don't know, it always gets into my head, right? Because a lot of us, we have ideas, right? We have like business ideas, but I think the tough part is, can you execute that idea?
Right.
So what was the process like? What made you, where did you get the gas to like, okay, I have this idea, but now I'm going to execute it?
Right.
Like, was it something that happened in your life, something that you realized, or what was the process like?
Yeah, I think, that's a good question. I think what happened was I wasn't always, I was always a driven individual. But I think when I met some of my mentors in life, my mentality changed. At one point I felt like I was like and we all were, right? We're all green. We're all new sales reps on the floor out of college, and we're learning the ways of the world. And I was, I was that kid out of college that was like, kind of adjusting to the real world, being at work at 7:00, working till 5 p.m., all that stuff. It wasn't until I met some of my mentors at my first company, which was a startup, and they really taught me like, hey, like if you put your head down and if you do what you say you're going to do, then the reward will come. And I think you guys follow like Alex Ramosi, like he says, I would do what is required. And so there was a point and a switch in my life where I was like, man, like life is not that hard if you just kind of do what you say you're going to do, and you put your head down and you do what is required. And so, that first it paid off with like me doing the logistics thing and just working those 10, 12, 14-hour days and being like, okay, seeing the reward from that. And I was like, okay, I can do this. I think if you do everything that way, then the fruits of your labor will come. And so taking that into the pickleball world, I was very new to the pickleball world. I feel like I'm still new to the pickleball world. I think it's changing every day. And so learning from the people that walk in here today, I mean, we were just talking to one today this morning that was giving me feedback on what we should do with our future facility. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Being open ears, asking the right questions, being, just curious of everything, because I don't know everything. I never will know everything. And so having those people kind of give me that feedback, be open ears to them, having the right mentors have really shaped me into who I am today. And hopefully, it pays off with this facility and we expand into 10, 15 facilities.
Awesome, man. Can you speak a little bit more about, the power of mentorship and kind of how that helped you shortcut where you are at right now, and just speak a little bit more about that and how you are using that in this next phase in your life?
Absolutely. Yeah. I think having mentors is everything. I think it like you mentioned, it's a shortcut to success. And even if you don't find success, it's something that it shortcuts you into learning what works and what doesn't work. You can go and do it on your own, and you can make the mistakes and you can learn from that. And it might take 5 to 10 to 15 years to find success. Whereas a mentor, you can shortcut that into the 1 to the 5 years to the 10 years. And you can hopefully avoid those mistakes that they made. Yeah. And so as long as you're willing to be coachable, right. And have the humility to learn and ask those questions. But yeah, it's been everything for me. I have a mentor right now at my company, Spence Manthe, and he has kind of taken that role of like, showing me how to be a leader, how to be, a leader of men, to how to kind of, I lead a sales group. So as you guys know, that's always hard, sales is sales. And so motivating sales reps to, to hit their quotas and things of that sort, and to go to work every day and grind it out every day is not an easy task. And so I still, I try to, show up and do what is, kind of lead by example, be a servant leader, I think is everything. If they see you doing that job, and they'll buy into you. And so I try to bring that here, and, kind of like the first one in, last one out the door kind of mentality kind of thing to have a group follow you, because when you're creating a company, and a startup company, especially like here, culture is everything. When people walk in, they want to see that our staff members care, that they care, because what we're creating is an atmosphere. And so if I do that, and I show that I care for my staff, I care for the members, that the way I hold myself outside of this facility, then hopefully they will follow suit and be like, all right, like this is all of our company, not just my company, and can provide that experience for members. So little things like that I've learned from my mentors, and hopefully I continue to just kind of pick up from different things and kind of continue to evolve,
Okay.
Yeah.
And just like a little curiosity here. So I'm curious, like, how do you find a mentor? Like, your first mentor, you said that he was in the startup that you work in Silicon Ranch, or?
Right. Yeah. He was, so his name is Spence Matthew. He was actually, he's been in the logistics supply chain company for about, more than 30 years.
Okay.
He's one of those hard hitting, just straight hustlers, old school hustler guys. You know what I mean? He was a sales rep, worked his way up all the way to being our CEO now. And so, when you find a mentor, and this is something that, I've kind of wondered myself, like, how do you find a mentor? And it's something I've asked him, I'm like, oh, like, why'd you choose me to kind of mentor me or help me out to basically change my life into having something I can provide for my family and food on the table and stuff like that. And what they look for is somebody, every mentor wants a mentee that is going to listen to what they're saying, but not only listen, but actually put in the action. You know what I mean? And so you can have a mentor, or you can have somebody go and tell you what to do, but if you don't go and do it, or if they don't see you do it, then they're just like, oh, okay, like, I'm not buying into this guy. You know what I mean? And so if you put in the action, and you're out there and you put yourself to almost be vulnerable to having somebody give you critique, taking that critique and becoming a better person or better version of yourself in whatever category you're working at, I think that people buy into you, and they'll take you serious, and hopefully you grow a relationship. A mentor is, it's a relationship of trust, of, that you can go to somebody and ask, what do I do next? Or how did you do this? And create that shortcut to success. So
I guess, like, I don't know, I feel like it's not easy to find people like that, right, that want to mentor you, because I don't know, I think I feel in my personal experience that certain people that are certain level, they don't want to mess with you because you're like in a lower level than they are, right?
Right.
So it's not easy to find people that are like in a different level than you, and also they're good human beings that want to help you. From their heart, So.
Absolutely. No, it's very. I wouldn't say it's rare. I that is very true. I think there's some people that that maybe have worked, worked very hard in their career, where they got to a point where they're like, all right, like, nobody helped me. I got here, myself. And I think it takes like a level of maybe becoming more, I guess, spiritual within your mind, or even just like maturing, into a different mindset of like, hey, like, yeah, nobody helped me get to this space, but if I can help somebody else, not make the same mistakes I did, I think at a certain point in your life, seeing somebody else's success becomes almost more important to you than your own success, in a way where if you can see somebody else change, if you can change somebody else's life, it almost makes you more happier than you continuing to drive your own success. And so I think like for me, I've taken that and I've tried to, put it into other, I'm into mentorees that I have, right, that I'm trying to help some of the staff here, change their lives, and to maybe helping them hoping this is their career where they can become managers, and even at my Summit 11, having sales reps become sales leads, sales managers, sales directors, and so it's like seeing their success makes me happy, and I think when a mentor finds a mentee, that's kind of the shift in the mindset that they have. And so finding somebody who has that mentality is not always the case. It's kind of rare sometimes, especially in today's world. But I think if you can find that person, it's almost like a cheat code,
You're one of the good ones, Adrian, then.
Yeah.
Oh man. I mean, I think we're all trying to just be the best version of ourselves. You know what I mean? And that's something being in this community here has actually helped me learn more about that. The community here at Eastside Paddle Club, there's a lot of creators. There's a lot of athletes, people who have a lifestyle of fitness, of spirituality, of just wanting to be the best version of themselves. And it actually kind of it's driven me to like be wanting to be the best version of myself. I'm like, man, I can't walk around here and not be into my health, into my fitness, into my, into my spirituality, right? Like, there's really good people here. And so it's made me want to be a better version of myself. And becoming a father, becoming a fiance has also made me want to do that as well, so that I can kind of leave that mark on my son and my future kids after that, to have that same mentality.
Yeah. So, what was the mindset shift that you had to make as you stepped into, from being I'm sure you were a top producer, to leading people, to essentially becoming an entrepreneur and having all these responsibilities?
Absolutely. It was there was a point in my life that was a very strong shift. 1 month into starting our company in 2020, we found out that I just quit my salary job too. I was making great money and everything was super comfortable. Obviously, we know comfort is almost like the killer of success sometimes. And so, it was, I was like, you know what, I'm going to take this leap of faith. And so I did. I quit the job I had for 4 years, went into this startup company. 1 month into our startup company, I found out that my fiance was pregnant with our first son. So that was like oh, wow, okay, I'm 27. I just quit my job. That was very comfortable for me. And now I'm starting up something that I don't know if it's going to work. Yeah. That was a huge shift of like, okay, like, what are you going to do, Adrian? Another month into that, my father passed away. And so that was a time period that was really rough, because you don't really have that person that kind of leads you into telling you kind of which way you go. So it was a shift where it's like, okay, like, you can either fold and kind of be like, man, like, life sucks, whatever, or you can put your head down and go to battle. And so there was no, going backwards. It was only going forward. And so what my shift changed, where I was like, okay, I have responsibility now, and being a father, I have responsibility, and being a provider. I am now like the man of my house, and have to be there for, my mother and my sister, and a lot of responsibility on me. And so I took it on, and I just kind of every day try to be better, right? Try to be more responsible. I tried to be the first person in the office. I try to just put in the extra work and effort that is going to take for me to provide for all of them. It was now more than me. And so, there's books that I've read to become better in that aspect as well. One of the books that I think has really changed, like, my thought process was Tim Glover, right? Like, Winning. I think that's an amazing book. And he talks about winning, and he talks about how Kobe Bryant, when he would win a championship, the next day he would be right back to work. And it's almost like never be, I shouldn't say never be content, right? But always kind of strive to be doing more. And so that was, I just took that time, and I, found myself and just wanted to be better every day. And I think I'm still trying to be better every day to this day. And hopefully, with my companies, I try to make them better every day as well, and it kind of goes hand in hand.
Yeah. Awesome. No, I appreciate you sharing that. It's super awesome that you were able to make that shift. And it was kind of a do or die situation, and you chose to go to war. And that's something, stepping into being a man and stepping into this next season of your life, especially as you have a family, responsibilities, and you just take on a whole new level that you essentially can't run away from. So just want to commend you for that. And that's awesome. So are there any other, I'm sure you're into personal development and growth. Is there anything else you do to kind of keep your sharpen your sword? Like how do you kind of stay up to date with everything? And
Absolutely.
what's your process like?
Yeah, I do. I listen to a lot of podcasts. I think that's it's funny because last year I actually deleted my Spotify to only listen to podcasts because it's hard to make that shift where it's like, oh man, I want to listen to the new Drake album or the new, this new song that came out. But I found myself, I'm like, hey, okay, like I'm so busy during the day and I'm so busy at night when I get home being a father that in between all that, or even driving to work and driving home from work, or driving from San Antonio to Austin to come to Eastside Paddle Club, that's time right there that I can be learning.
Yeah.
And so, whether it's listening to a podcast, online or listening to an Audible. I listen to a lot of Audibles. And so, listening to Tim Glover, I just listened to David Goggins recently, re-listened to Think and Grow Rich. That's an amazing book. And so I wanted to re-listen to that book specifically just now that I'm in a different mindset in my life. And so I think and it's funny because you catch different things now that you have a different mentality. You know what I mean? And so it's like, I'm like, man, like I didn't take that in whenever I listened to that 3 years ago. You know what I mean? I don't think I had the mindset to understand what he was saying. And so I sharpen my sword every day by doing, stuff like that. Also by focusing on working out and finding, I feel like if you can put in the work every day to work out and create a healthy body and it creates a healthy mentality and mindset. And so, that's super important to me. And then lastly, being a father, I think I find so much, stress relief from the day to day by just going outside and playing with my son. You know what I mean? Nothing matters to our kids whenever dad's home and they're playing and it's like they have no responsibility. And so it's like whenever I'm playing and just kind of having fun and doing random things and chasing them around the yard, it's like okay, like such a way that I like kind of don't take life so serious, right? Life's beautiful, life's precious. And so those are my 3 ways that I kind of become better every day, hopefully, and in stress relief to start the next day and do it all over again until we get to that point where it's like, all right, we finally got there. You know what I mean?
No, so, awesome, man. Appreciate that. So kind of switching gears, when someone walked into this club, what is the feeling that you want them to feel when they, step into the club? They're driving here. How do you want them to feel after, when they walk in here?
When you walk into Eastside Paddle Club, the one thing that we want people to feel is like a sense of belonging, like a home. When you walk into your home, you're like, oh man, I'm home. And so the one thing that when I talk to our guests, right, it's like, what keeps you coming back and what makes you what made you a member at Eastside Paddle Club? What made you sign up? Because it is a monthly fee, and people have gym memberships, people have other memberships, and so to pay for a membership to play pickleball, there has to be something that drives you to want to do that. And so they're like, oh, this is like my second home. I'm like, oh, okay, like that's cool. To be like your second home, and like. So that's something that we strive to do, right? Whether it's from the first smile you see when you walk in with our front desk staff, to having a community in here of welcoming, right? There's been a lot of community members that I've been able to walk up to and just ask them like, hey, like when you see a beginner here, do you mind like kind of showing them the ropes? If they don't have anybody to play with, would you mind, kind of being that bridge to welcoming them into the community. And so we try to, when you walk in here, we want to create a sense of comfort, sense of belonging, a sense of home. At the same time, we want to have a space where people walk in and they're like, man, this is super cool, right? Being the first indoor pickleball social club is like, it's been awesome. We were just ranked number 1 by the Ranchers from a pickleball facility and courts. And so we want to build on top of that and be the staple that people want to go and play pickleball at. And it starts with, that sense of comfort in the customer service aspect. So
can you say what the other, like the cool stuff that you were mentioning to me off record, like what are you guys adding here at Eastside Paddle Club?
Absolutely. Yeah. So we're still under construction. When you're building out a pickleball club from ground up, there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. Like I mentioned earlier, there's a lot more than I thought that was going to go into it. Fortunately, we've been lucky to have amazing general contractors that have helped us build this place out. Still under construction, but what we have coming up next in our next phase is going to be the cocktail bar on the rooftop. Not on the rooftop, here upstairs. That's overlooking all the courts. We'll have a juice bar, smoothie shop, coffee bar as well as a full bar.
Okay.
So we have some sponsors when it comes to energy drinks, to smoothies, to liquors, the whole thing. You know, we have some amazing sponsors that we've been able to partner up with. So we're excited to have that done. The next phase as well, including, is going to be a front lobby.
Okay.
So we'll have the front lobby is getting built out right now. We'll have we want to make it a one-stop shop. So we want people to come here and be able to play pickleball, shop for merch.
Okay.
You know, recovery. We're building out a recovery space here that's going to be in the corner of the facility. That's going to be, you know, roll out foam rollers and all these different types of gadgets to help people recover from playing pickleball. Because as we all know, pickleball is tough on the body.
Yeah.
What about the no barbershop?
We were going to do a barbershop that we unfortunately. So we're building out the co-working space. I should name that. That's actually the third thing we're building out right now in the phase one. That will be done here in the next, I would say, 3 weeks. And so we couldn't do the barbershop because we needed a bigger space for the co-working area.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a bad problem to have, but we've gotten, our member growth has been pretty great, and so we're going to need a bigger co-working space. So we had to knock a wall down and extend our co-working space, and so we're actually sitting in it right now. This is actually going to be under construction here on starting Monday, and this will be a indoor co-working space where people can come in and work during the day. Maybe play pickleball at lunchtime.
That's such a cool concept. You can do anything here.
You can. That's
smoothies, bar, pickleball. What else can you ask for?
Right. That's what we're going for. We want to be the one-stop shop where you can work, get stuff done, play pickleball, get your coffee in. You know, if you want to have a happy hour, get your happy hour in as well. We have a lot of corporate events that are going to be coming up, and we have some corporate members here in the community that want to have co-working events here. So, I mean, super cool. We're excited to see what it is. At one point it was a concept, and now it's all coming together. So it's fun to see.
Now that we're talking about sponsorships, we want to announce our new sponsor, Pepino. Roberto is wearing the merch. They're coming out with their merch on January 17th. So go check them out, Pepino.
Pepino. Pepino, it's a Spanish pickleball brand, like a Hispanic.
I love that.
Pepino. So it's great. I think another question I had, I don't know if you've been keeping up with market trends and everything from the growth of pickleball. You know, I'm sure you guys done a lot of research on everything. How do you see what's kind of like the 10-year vision for you guys here, and for the growth of obviously of pickleball as well as with Eastside Paddle Club? Like, what's your guys' 10-year vision?
So what we're looking to do here, we're actually going through a raise right now. So we were looking to finish out the building here, and then we're going to be looking to opening up our second space. So we're either going to build from the ground up, or we're going to find an already built out warehouse space, because you can turn these warehouse spaces into some, magical. We're looking to expand to a second facility here in 2024. And that's either going to be in Frisco, Texas, or it's going to be in Lakeway, Austin, Texas. Either or, right? But we're doing a lot of research right now, research and development, just trying to see what spaces across the U.S. are even great.
Frisco is around the Dallas area, right? So.
Right, near the Cowboy Stadium. Okay. So there's, when you look into different places, you want to look at the demographics, right? What is there already competitors there? What's the interest in pickleball? Are they even interested in the sport, right? And so, partnering up with the Ranchers, that's going to be tremendous in helping us out to expand the name, and they have a huge backing that we can, kind of rely on as well to help us expand into different cities across the U.S. Just being with their ownership group that they have, it's just tremendous. And so there's a huge, I think it's 158% growth in pickleball, since in the past few years. And so I think it's going to continue growing. I think pickleball is like the next golf. People are going to play pickleball to talk business, to have fun, to be athletic. And so that's the next phase for us. We definitely want to open up a second space, and we're looking to expand hopefully here. The goal is to open up 10 to 15 facilities. And the way we're going to do that is, by hopefully partnering up with even more pro pickleball teams, right? And having that relationship with them will help us out with the community and building up a community. So
Yeah, that's awesome. And in regards to what you were saying before, like pickleball and networking, like this being a social club, what, how have you, noticed people here, or just in general within the pickleball community, just being able to network and at the same time play this awesome sport? Like, can you speak a little bit about that on really why, you feel people love the sport so much?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's the community behind it. I think it's it's a micro. It has like its little micro community, or micro. There's a term for it, but like people want to go and be in a community, right? I was reading on research and talking about how people actually live longer when they have a community that they're in.
Yeah.
Right.
100%.
And so, they have a sense of belonging, and that's what we all want. And so when people come here, I'm noticing that, and we have a Slack group for all of our members that we're in. I think there's 160 members in the Slack, and there's people in there that will post, "Hey, I'm going to go play at 4 p.m. and I don't have anybody to play with." And then they'll have 5 responses of people that want to play with them, And so that in itself is very, very strong. So building a community around that, having these community events that we've had recently, we've had about 6 total community events. We just had one this morning with the Austin Deaf community, where they actually taught our members sign language so that everybody can play together, which I think was super awesome.
Yeah, such a cool concept.
It was a very cool concept. Having the Austin Deaf community come in and teach our members that, so that they can be involved into all of the gameplay is amazing. And so we're going to continue doing events like that with different communities around the Austin facility, the Austin community, to just bring awareness to everybody and include everybody into our facility. And yeah, I mean, when people they show up, and I've seen just myself and some of our staff members, we've seen people making friends, people connecting and doing business.
Awesome.
The goal that we want to do is we want to create a place where people can connect, create community, socialize, and hopefully lifestyle, right? Be health. It's a healthy sport, and so if you combine all of that together, I think it's I think it's an amazing concept. And so that's what we're looking to do and continue improving every day. So,
well, I guess thank you so much, Adrian, for your time. You guys need to follow Eastside Paddle Club in all their social media.
Absolutely.
And thanks, Adrian. Wish you all the best, and you guys definitely need to come check it out. Eastside Paddle Club, the only indoor,
the best indoor facility in Austin.
In Austin, Texas, absolutely. Yeah, it's first visits are always free. We have family plans, corporate membership plans, and right now we still have our founders plan as well for 139 standard membership, and so. We're going to cap that probably at 200. We're at 160 members right now, and so we're, get in before that goes, and yeah, we look forward to having you guys here. Look forward to seeing you guys here, and I appreciate you guys having me on the podcast today, man. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Adrian.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Adrian.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Appreciate it.